Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Kabutops and welcome to another Star Citizen video. In this video, I'm going to show you guys 10 different gameplay loops that vary from beginner guide kind of missions where you guys could do them in any starter ship that you have, all the way up to contested zones and piracy that include PvP and PvE as well. If at any point you guys want to skip around and see a different kind of gameplay loop with a little bit of a guide attached to it as well, click the bottom of the screen and there are timestamps down below as well as in the description that you guys could jump to so you can find any gameplay loop that you are interested in. I would also like to bring to your attention that today is March 11th if you guys are watching this on release, and that means I have started my $500 in giveaways week of streaming. If you guys would like to win one of any of the ships that we're giving away, up to 7 ships, which totals over $500, make sure to jump by my streams, guys, leave a like, be subscribed, and join that Discord so you guys can get notifications every single time that I go live. Though all of these missions can be done by yourself, it would be fun to have a little extra hand in these kind of missions. So guys, go over to my Discord, join it, go to the Looking for Group channel, and see if you can pick up a friend or two that might want to play the game with you. Maybe they're learning the game as well, or they want to take you along for the ride and teach you a thing or two about the game. Make sure to check that Discord out. We have almost 3,000 members in it, so make sure to see how you guys can fit in the Kabutops Discord. Without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to enjoy this video, and let's get straight into it, starting with the first gameplay loop. The mission I will be showing you for on-foot PvE first will be Kill the King. This is a 33,000 AUEC reward where all you have to do is go to a location and neutralize somebody. You guys can head over to your offers tab, go to Mercenary while in Pyro, and you can find these missions usually towards the bottom is where I have found them, and then you just fly to the location. You guys can see right here that yes, it is labeled, in my opinion, as an on-foot PvE mission, because that's exactly what it is. But when you get to these locations, this is why it is in my guide for one of the better gameplay loops. Because yes, you can get out of your ship, right? All I have to do is press F4 right here, turn on my landing gear and land, and go attack that guy. But I want to show you guys that there's an even better way to do it. If you hold right click here to zoom in and press G to enable gimbal mode, you can just begin shooting the guy with your ship. This is an amazing way to not just finish a mission and get money early on, as we just made 30,000 AUEC, but if we go ahead and clear out the entire camp, doing it just like I'm showing you guys right here, where we're actually going to make our pips to our weapons a little bit better, you can just go ahead and clear out the entire camp of people with your ship. This means that we get a lot of free armor that we can then put in our backpack or put in our ship or anything that we could do like that. And now we are going to be able to do even better and more dangerous and more rewarding on-foot PvE missions as well, because now we can pick up these big armor sets. So this classifies, in my opinion, as an on-foot PvE mission because you're not doing ship-to-ship combat, but it is really cool that you can actually kind of cheese these missions and do them in a ship like this. The next mission that I'm going to be showing you guys is Need a Death at Asteroid Base. This is a little bit dangerous to do in a Mustang Alpha, but you guys have to reach an asteroid base and then locate and neutralize a player. This is like the other ones. You just go to your offers and your mercenary tab, though once you are so far out in an area like this, you will not receive the missions. You want to make sure that you're around a planet in order to get mercenary missions in Pyro, so Monox, Pyro 1, Bloom, Checkmate Station, Pyro 4, like Pyro 5, all of those places. You kind of want to be around there. And right here, it is very, very dangerous. You guys can see that this is an asteroid base, like it says, and these places will kill you instantaneous. What you have to do is make sure that you fly to an area where there will not be any turrets. So for example, the more backside of this asteroid will be a little bit safer for us. You guys are going to see in just a second, we are 15 kilometers away on how fast these actually shoot us, and there is a chance that they can straight up kill us. You guys can see that there's a person here. His name is Donald Gilson or something like that. He's in a Gladius. We do not want to fight that guy because he will end up just killing us. Like I said, guys, we are in a Mustang Alpha. This mission pays 100K. It is pretty dangerous to do it in that. We are 5 kilometers away now. We can hold tab and you guys can see that there are a lot of turrets. These turrets will shoot at you and they will kill you in just a couple seconds. So make sure to be safe and get on the other side of a rock, just like what I did here, guys. Because if I flew directly to that entrance, those turrets would destroy me. That guy is shooting at me in his Gladius like I see there. But guys, remember, we're just doing this mission. It doesn't matter if our ship explodes or not. So what you're going to do is hold Y and exit your ship. The Gladius will go around and continue to actually try and shoot your Mustang Alpha down, but you guys will be fine and not shot at by turrets if you are just flying there. If you guys have a bigger ship in a motorcycle, that works too as well, but what we're going to be doing is flying and EVAing to this target's location. You guys can see it's about 700 meters away, so it is going to be a little bit of a flight, but you want to find the entrance to the actual area, which I will show you what that looks like right now. After you guys have arrived, it should say an area like O1 cargo, and then you should find a door just like this. It looks a little bit weird. There's usually a letter next to it, but you guys can tell it is definitely an entrance to an area. As we fly to it here, it is the only area that looks like you can definitely go into it, and it is super, super easy. Just try to get a little bit close to where the target's location is, and usually you will find it, and make sure to equip your gun. All you're going to have to do throughout this entire area is cycle through the store and clear it out by killing the individuals one by one. You guys will see that there are some dangerous little dark areas. You guys can see there's a dead guy here. Oh my gosh, he got killed. But usually there's enemies to the left, so I'm just going to go to the right and see if maybe he didn't even spawn. Now, it did say that the enemy's location was here, but my game might have glitched. So in the event of your guys' game glitching, make sure to just kill absolutely everybody. You guys can see right here that there are bad guys. He was shooting even after I killed him or whatever. So there are bad guys here. Maybe we just need to clear out the area and we will see the bad guy. Oh, gotta reload like that. Hold up. And I highly recommend, if you guys have a scope like this, it's better to use something like this than a holographic sight or iron sights, as clearing these areas gets a little bit hard, especially when these guys are using shotguns from far range. From close range, they can do a lot of damage to you. As well as, don't forget to go back and loot some of the guys, as they can have some pretty cool armor sets that you don't usually find anywhere. As well as, for example, I'm using the P4 AR. It might be beneficial for me to try and find these dudes that are using the same gun as me. That way I can get a little bit more ammo, seeing how I am only at 250 bullets left. What you're going to do is continue to clear out these areas just by going to where the signs and such are. This area is the bar, and there's a guy behind the bar. Oh my gosh, I've never seen someone behind the bar like that. That's actually a little bit scary. He has some more stuff on him, and let's continue to clear it out. Damn, chat, why do I sound like that? Yeah, I know, this is the Master Chief Armor Sticky FPV. That's actually what I call it. What the heck? W-Mans, I'm glad that you said that. If you guys encounter any areas that have red lasers like this, do not walk through those, as those are bombs and they can kill you. The reason that these are sometimes here is because there could be loot boxes behind it, or areas like toilets that sometimes have loot as well. You guys can find some different magazines. Looks like we didn't really get that much loot. But there is not really much in this area, but there can always be something crazy in a loot box. What I'm going to do is continue through this area. We walked through there from the start. We're going to walk over to the right now. There are areas you can crouch through some places, but there's not usually anything in there. There is another laser over here. So if we want to go to the left, we might as well blow these bombs up just like that. See if there's anything over here. I feel like there's usually not. It's just one of those like things. This is where the main amount of enemies always spawn. They're like right in front of you over here. So I'm going to throw a nade over there at them real quick and see if that gets a couple of them. Yep, looks like it blew one guy up a little bit. Let's go ahead, reload our gun, and push through the rest. There should be some dudes. No, looks like it's pretty empty over here, which is a little bit different. Also, I'm not going to lie, I've never seen this many bombs in these areas. It's kind of crazy. There's hella dead people here. You can press the, like, send location things, and if you right-click, are you able to loot them? No, I guess you're not able to loot them. I always thought you could loot them, but we are going to continue. Oh, it's, like, glitching out with my gun or something. Okay, let's see if there... I accidentally walked into that bomb. As you guys can see, I completely forgot it was there, and it did about 40 damage to me. I almost died. That's a little bit scary. Yo, boys, that was scary. There's a couple boxes here we can loot. For example, rust in a bottle, which, if you guys don't know what rust is, I'm pretty sure beer of pyros. So look at that. We're already getting alcohol for doing this mission. That's more than enough fun to do it as well. There is another dead guy here. He's in a really awesome outfit. Or no, those are tattoos. He's in underwear. Never mind. This guy's in underwear. and armored. That's literally it. That's kind of baller as well. And this is the location that you guys want to be going to. You guys can see the hangar transit sign pointing right there. It has fallen down, but this is where you need to go. Oh, it sounds like someone just spawned in right now. Oh my gosh, that's a little scary. I mean, I just took 40% damage. Imagine if we weren't fully healed right now. That would have been really bad. This guy just spawned out of nowhere and decides to do damage to us. But look at that. We missed out on one of these bottles, or one of these boxes. We got 3 more waters, which is not bad. We're going to continue through this to the next area. This is probably where the big guy should be. Usually when you do these missions, this is where you destroy power. And hopefully the guy's in here. If he's not in here, it might be bad, because that might actually be glitched and not let us in there. Uh-oh, boys. The mission might be cooked. While waiting to see if the elevator worked, I walked into this area from over here, and there's a slug moving around. I'm so confused. I've actually never seen this before in the entirety of me playing Star Citizen. I picked up the slug, and he's... Ew, what? We're storing that guy. We're definitely not keeping him in our hands. That just looks really weird. There's another dead guy. It says send location and stuff in another box. This one has some med pins in it, which is good. You know, we've already used 2 of these. I'm pretty sure these are the kind of boxes that you blow up for doing the other missions. You might be able to come up here. Yeah, it looks like it. You can jump up with spacebar and climb up this area in case, you know, maybe you're doing this mission and you know that a player followed you. You could be waiting for him right here, and they will never see it coming. It looks like, however, though, boys, the elevator is not working for me, which means I will not be able to finish this mission. But this is a great mission that has worked for me in the past that can go and result in you guys getting 100,000 AUEC. Now, that was an in-ship mercenary mission, a in-person mercenary mission, and now it is on to the next money method guide, and I'm going to show you the very next gameplay loop, so check it out. The next gameplay loop that I want to show you guys might be a little bit controversial to some of y'all, but it's one of the best ways to make money in Star Citizen, period. And it's definitely the way that I actually made my first million playing Star Citizen at all. And that is to utilize the chat. I know that sounds a little bit crazy, and some of you guys might be completely against this, or you guys can use my Discord, my Looking for Group channel, if not this chat, and you guys can try to find some people that will help you out. As you guys can see by pressing F1 right here, I have 130 million AUEC, and a lot of people made bank on these most recent 26 mil missions in Star Citizen, so there are a little bit of people that might be incentivized to actually play with others. So when I say working with chat and doing a player for hire, this is what I mean. By utilizing the chat, you guys can try to find players that might have a lot of AUEC, and maybe they would, 1, be willing to share a little bit with you, do some missions with you where you guys get half of the pay or some of the pay, and in exchange, you are working and crewing some ships with them. So what I would highly recommend doing is opening up by pressing enter and typing a message along the lines of, I'm new to the game, looking to make some AUEC. Is there anyone that wants to help me out? And maybe I can crew their ship with them. Or maybe you can fly around with them. That is a very good gameplay loop that I think will help a lot of new players, not just because it is going to be entering the game and learning how to play it, but you guys are going to be playing with other people. That means that not only are you learning how to play the game, but you are playing with another person that knows the game, or at least wants to learn how to play the game, and you guys can learn together, or they can teach you things that maybe you didn't know that were even in the game to begin with. The first million AUEC, like I said, I ever made was due to this, and I looked at trying to find people because one guy said, I'll pay you 2 mil if you hang out with me for half an hour. What we ended up doing is just hanging out, boys. It was really awesome. He invited me onto his 890 jump. I brought my Mustang ship there, and we just hung out. We flew to different places on Microtech. He paid me 1 million AUEC and then another million as a bonus just for having fun. And we sat there drinking cruises, having fun, and just hanging out and typing in the party chat. So make sure to check those things out, guys. See if you guys can find some players in-game, and if you can't, join my Looking for Group channel in Discord and see if you guys can find a player there that is willing to help. The very next gameplay loop that I want to show you guys is cargo hauling. Now, if you guys go to your offers tab and go to the hauling tab, whatever station you're at or planet, you should have at least a couple of these missions up. If you have not done any of them yet, you might have like an entry level one, and that is super, super easy to do. But go ahead and accept that mission. I am at Checkmate Station right now, so the best thing I could do is accept the mission that I literally collect all of the food at Checkmate Station. Now, what you're going to have to do is deliver sometimes to 2 different areas. So this one is 4 SCU to Rustville and 7 SCU to the Golden Riviera. Those places can actually inhabit bad guys like PvPers that are just sitting there waiting. So make sure to be a little bit careful. But you guys might be wondering on how to actually get the ship that I'm using in this video. You guys can see that it is the Constellation Taurus. This is an 8 million AUEC ship. But guys, there's a super easy way to get it, and let me show you a clip of that right now for just 160,000 AUEC. Take your ship and go over to Microtech and land at New Babbage. If you guys don't know how to do that, make sure to look up a guide on how to do it. It's super, super easy. After you have landed and gone through the hangar elevators, just go to your direct right, and there is a Regal Luxury Rental Kiosk. Go over to that and rent yourself a Constellation Taurus for just 160,000 AUEC per day. Perfect. Now that you have your own Constellation Taurus for only 160k for one day, you guys could go ahead and do 2 of these missions and basically just get that entire price back in just about an hour. What you need to do is any station that you guys are at, like the reason that I said you guys have to go rent this in Microtech is that is the only location that you can actually rent it, but you can do these cargo hauling missions from anywhere. I actually own a Constellation Taurus, so I didn't want to fly all the way over to Stanton just to do that when I know that I have a clip to show you guys. So guys, after you've done it in Microtech, try to just get a hauling mission from Microtech. You might have to pick it up in the area of New Babbage, or you might have to pick it up at Port Tressler. I think you only do those kind of areas. You don't actually have to fly to like certain planet side areas to pick your stuff up, but that's all you have to do, boys, is complete your hauling mission in Stanton as well. You need to lower your freight elevator so it looks like this. That way you can grab all of the commodities that you need. Right here we have our boxes, and we're just going to press raise elevator. Again, for this, you will need a tractor beam. I highly suggest the max lift tractor beam, as if you guys get boxes that are very big, you won't be able to move them with the small pyro multi-tool. Another thing that is amazing with this is you have a lot more range. So we can go to the back of our Taurus right here and open up our cargo bay just like this. And while it is doing that, we can grab our processed food and scroll wheel down and bring it to us. There are certain ways that you guys can do cargo hauling to make it a little bit faster and save that time. And one of those ways is by standing next to your ship or next to the hangar and just grabbing your stuff like this. That way you don't have to walk over there, walk all the way back over here, then move your stuff. Instead, you can just stand completely still, grab something with a tractor beam, and then scroll wheel. It's really, really easy, and I wish I knew this sooner, because especially with the cargo hauling in the Vulture and getting that RMC, it was a little bit of a pain in the butt sometimes. Now remember, boys, we need to have this stuff separated, right? Because we have to deliver 4 SCU to Rustville and 7 SCU to the Gold Riviera. And that is really easy to do because there are 2 4 SCU containers. That means that all we have to do is take this one box right here to Rustville, and then we take absolutely all of the other cargo we have, so this other 4 SCU container and the other 3, and take that over to Golden Riviera, which is really nice. What I'm going to do now is put my stuff in the ship, and we're going to fly over to the first location, which is Rustville, and begin on storing that cargo there. If you guys are new to using a Taurus and you have not flown one before, make sure to go to the front or the back. There is a closed door button right here that you guys can press, and that way you can get up here to take your ladder into your Taurus. The Taurus is fitted with 4 Galderine repeaters, which is really amazing to see, as those do a lot of damage. For some reason, I lost some FPS there. 4 size 5 Galderine repeaters that can take out literally any ship in the game, so make sure to get your guys' hands on this, because this is used for another mission that I have down the line in the later parts of this video. Now, let me show you exactly how to finish this mission. It's super, super easy. You want to open your hangar doors, hold B so your quantum drive is spooled, and then go to your map and type in the first location that you're going to be going to. I, of course, am going to Rustville first because that's the area where I need to deliver the smallest amount of loot. And then, to avoid getting killed by players, make sure your landing gear is up. And as soon as your door opens fully, All you need to then do is jump out, and before any players can shoot you, because your quantum drive is already spooled, just find that location of Pyro 1 or wherever you're going to be going, and before anyone can even shoot you, you guys are already off on the way to your mission. This is a very important step that I see a lot of people messing up on, because then they end up just dying for no reason with the loot on them, and they can't do that mission. They'll have to quit that one and start another one. So I'll see you guys when we get to Rustville and we drop off this loot. I am pulling up to Rustville now, and there are a couple places that you can land. You just need to land in an area that has a yellowish orange hangar just like this. These are the hangars that you are going to be dropping off your resources at. The music is playing, it's getting good, and if you guys have not ever been to Rustville, let me just tell you, this is a place where PvP runs rampant. I actually just did a live stream where I came here and waited for players to land and anything like that and shoot them with my guns. It was super fun, and I'm really hoping that no one does that to me here today. I will say I probably shouldn't have picked this location to land at, as there are things everywhere and it doesn't look like I'm really having a safe landing. But what you guys need to do is, I have it bound to F3 so I could just open my entire ship just by pressing F3. I mean, you might not want to open the entirety of the thing. What I would highly recommend you do is turn off your ship first by pressing I, and then actually holding F, and then moving your mouse over here and pressing the open cargo bay button. So what I'm going to do, sadly, is close the entire ship again, because I'm a little bit of an idiot, and I'm going to go right here and press open cargo bay. That way I can look at my F4 menu, I can see that it's like that, and then now I can open my ship. I am being for real, guys. There can be a lot of people here, so make sure that you have a weapon, and if you don't have one, you're trolling just a little bit. I highly recommend jumping out and checking first around to see if there's any players. Doesn't look like there's anybody right here right now. And we just need one 4SCU thing to be delivered here to Rustville. So I'm going to grab it just like this, and I am going to put it on the hangar door right here. Then afterwards of doing that, oh, that was the box moving. Oh my gosh, boys. I thought the box moving was someone shooting, but I just realized that this is actually not what you want the elevator to look like. You want it to, well, you want it to look like that, but then you go to the commodity terminal thing and you press up here. Or sorry, the freight manager elevator. You guys can see that the yellow area goes away, and instead it is replaced by the striped lined area. And you want to be careful because people can be here, as well as you guys need to make sure your heat doesn't go too crazy, because you can die of heat exhaustion here. But we're just delivering one little container. There's no way that we die of heat exhaustion while that's happening. After it's been loaded onto the elevator, just press the lower elevator button and press confirm. What that's going to do is transfer it to the warehouse. You can wait in the UI right here until that is completely gone. Some people get superstitious, and if you are that way, then just wait here until it says done. If someone starts shooting at you, obviously get off the terminal. It's going to transfer to warehouse. It's going to take a little bit. It's super long. And I think everything just closed now. It says transfer complete. We're going to back up, and you guys can see that it says objective complete. Deliver 4 of those SCU to Rustville. Now all we have to do is return to Golden Riviera and store those 7 SCU containers, and we will be done. So I'll see you guys when I'm over there parking. I'm beginning to raise the elevator now, and this is where multitasking can come into play, because you guys can see that it took a little bit of time last time when it was raising. And so what I'm just going to be doing is grabbing all the processed food and stuff that I already have and bringing it over here while the elevator is coming up. It just saves a little bit of time, and in missions like this where you can get killed by players, it is a little bit better just to be, you know, saving any bit of time that you possibly can. Remember, the only thing that we're really risking here at all is our tractor beam and our armor. If we lose this mission, then all we have to do is do another mission. You know, it's not like we actually lose money or reputation for doing so. The elevator is lowering now, so no matter what, we should be good. So even if pirates come and they kill us because we press lower on that elevator, it is still going to go down no matter what. The mission just got completed. We finished with the other part of it. We press F1 now, and we can go to our contracts menu and check out history. It says completed. It has paid us our 75,000 AUEC, and I think that this is one of the easier missions that you guys can do. And after you guys have done a 75K mission, you can unlock your 94K missions, and then on, and then on, and then on. So just utilize that Taurus that you guys got, go pick up these missions, and maybe sometimes you guys can actually even grab a couple at the same time, right? If we have to collect quartz from Golden Riviera, right? Then maybe we accept this mission and we accept every other mission that says collect stuff from Golden Riviera as well, right? So then that way we can chain missions together. This is something that makes these cargo hauling missions different and way better, as well as we have a big ship. And if we want to do something in a couple of runs, so maybe 3 runs to get 130K, you can just pick stuff up at Starlight and go there. But I wouldn't recommend doing that in something like a Taurus, because multiple runs, you are making less money in the long run than if you just grab one of these 75s or 95K missions. On to the next gameplay loop. The next gameplay loop I have for you guys is Salvage. As you guys can see, I'm standing on top of my Vulture right here, and this is a beautiful ship that is one of the most popular, if not one of the best gameplay loops in the entirety of the game. Have you guys ever wanted to play Pressure Washer Simulator in space, where you're scraping the metal holes off of a ship? Or maybe you just want to fly around and find loose metal like panels to salvage those and get metal as well. The only things that you are going to need when you are salvaging is the 2.8 million AUEC Vulture, which is a little bit hard to get, but if you guys followed the beginning of these videos or even some of the gameplay loops later on, you guys should not have any problem getting a Vulture, as well as a max lift tractor beam. Now, you guys can go ahead and get the smaller Gray Cat tractor beam, but I highly recommend just getting this because you're going to need it for a bunch of other missions as well. It's just the all-in-one better one. You can grab stuff from here and then put it all the way over there, all without having to move. It's way better. If you guys don't know how to get one of these, go to any cargo center on any station or any of the planets. If you guys walk over back to your elevator, there is the elevator, like for example here in Checkmate Station, you guys can just pull up and go directly to the cargo deck from there and buy one of these max lifts for about 20,000 AUEC. So after you guys have gotten into your amazing Vulture, all you have to do is go ahead and get into the pilot seat. I have the new green and black scavenger paint, I think is what it is called, for doing the priority missions, which is really, really awesome. I think this is one of the better looking, Vulture skins ever made, and I think it's really cool that you could get it for absolutely free just by playing the game. I think that's a really awesome thing that they don't usually give out, and so to get this for something that was so easy is honestly awesome. Now that I'm in my Vulture, I would like to show you guys probably one of the better and easier missions to do, especially in the Pyro systems. If you guys go over to your salvage menu, you can get these missions that cost 1,000 AUEC. So yes, you do have to pay for it out of your pocket, but it's just a small fee of 1,000. And if you're in, like, let's say Checkmate Station or places like that, the mission will just be about 50 kilometers away. Now, that does mean that you can get killed by players, which is not the most fun, but it is really cool to see missions that are this close that you could just fly somewhere and go do it really quick. Along with those kind of missions, you can find any ships that are just abandoned and salvage those as well. So if you have a friend that has a C2 and he wants to go ahead and fly it out to the middle of nowhere and then get out of it and just leave the game, or maybe even bring another one over there, you can fully salvage his entire C2 and make a bunch of RMC doing that. I will like to say there is another thing of salvaging panels, and if you guys want that complete guide on how to salvage panels, make sure to check the link in the description. Guys, I am a very, very, very big advocate for salvaging panels over ships, so make sure to check that out as well. You guys can see right here that this is an anvil arrow. It's not going to have any special weapons or any like components and stuff that we need. But there is a possibility when you're salvaging ships for other missions. Sorry, I overshot this ship just a little bit. There is another kind of thing that you guys can do where if you're doing a mission and it's a bigger ship. So let's go over to the contract menu right here and I can show you guys what I mean. If you pay 50,000, you get a different ship, a Freelancer Miss, right? That one can have Quantanium on it. It can have a little bit of some other stuff on it as well. So I highly suggest doing those because it's way beneficial to actually get some stuff also. Because what's better than just salvaging and getting RMC, but salvaging and getting commodities you can sell as well. What I would suggest to you guys is not to have your light on. If you have your light on, people can actually see it from like super far away. It makes like a cluster on you. So even if they're 50 kilometers away, they can see that you are salvaging in a Vulture and they might come after you just to take your money. Now, all you have to do to start salvaging is press M on your keyboard. After pressing M, as in Monopoly, it will open up your salvage menu. You then need to press Alt and D, and that turns off your left side. After your left side has been turned off, right-click and turn on your Abrade Scraper module. you guys can go ahead and upgrade your other cinch scraper over here on the left side to a braid. It is a bigger surface area and salvages faster than cinch. And then go ahead and press Alt-S. That way, you guys could use your cinch module and your braid. If you did it differently, you would accidentally have a tractor beam on the left one, and that would be catastrophic. I highly recommend pressing F4 and orienting your camera like this so you guys can fly as close as you possibly can to the ship without bumping it, as that is going to make it to where it will salvage just a little bit faster. After powering up your salvage arms, press G to enable gimbal mode, and then that way you guys don't have to move your ship, and all you have to do is just move your cursor, your mouse, or if you use your joystick, and just move it along the ship, just like so, without even having to move yourself. I highly, highly, highly recommend just using a mouse. It's so much easier. The joystick is a little bit of fun if you guys want to like role play a little bit, but it's just a little bit annoying, like a tad bit annoying. I always, always, always use my mouse for this. And I suggest that you guys do the same. After you are done salvaging the entire top part of this, make sure to go to the bottom section. So just fly and do a complete 180 to get on the other side of the ship, because you are only going to end up salvaging the top part. Though on a ship like this, the Anvil Arrow, it is a very, very small ship. If you end up salvaging the wings on the top like this, it will actually salvage through to the other side because the ship is that thin. If you're salvaging something like a C2 or a reclaimer or anything like that that's really big, you guys will have to go to multiple parts and fly around and get a little bit creative, as sometimes it might not finish a thing. You guys can see that I automatically just finished salvaging it, so that's all I get is I get 0.7 SCU of RMC, which is terrible. Salvage has been nerfed, so I highly suggest if you guys are going to do this method to only salvage panels, because 0.7 RMC is not even sellable. In order to actually sell your RMC, you have to have an SCU, and boys, we are not at that right here. So I highly suggest going to any area on the map like Rab Tongue or some of these areas that are just big asteroid belts, flying over to them and looking for them like the video description that I have. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this part, and let's move on to the next money method. The next gameplay loop I would like to show you guys is mining. You guys can see that we have the prospector in front of us with the green paint, just like the Vulture that we got from the event, and it looks amazing. Make sure to get on and actually get these, because boys, it looks beautiful. It looks cool, and it makes it fit, like actually fit in Pyro. So if you guys are new to mining at all, make sure to check out some guides on YouTube. I'm not even recommending just my guide, but what I'm going to do is give you a small little guide right now on how to actually go mining. And where we're going to go is actually in Pyro. So let me jump in the ship right now, give you guys the tiniest bit of a tour, and you guys will see where to go. My great, amazing friend, Fetal Chief, that is in my Discord and in my stream, actually has told me the best location to go that he likes, so we're going to head out there right now. Check this out, boys. We have a bed to sleep in. We have a water station. Sadly, you can't get water from it, but you have your coolers, all your stuff here, your access points. The ship just looks beautiful with, of course, toilet access as well. This ship does cost about 3 million AUEC. You are able to rent this ship, though, I'm pretty sure, in Stanton. You might be able to get it in Pyro Gateway, so check that out as well. But boys, this is an amazing ship as well. So just look it up where to rent Prospector or where to buy Prospector. I bought mine over here in Checkmate Station, and yeah, I bought it just for the video. I know that's a little crazy. 3 mil for something I'm only going to use once. But guys, it is awesome. Look at that. For some reason, I am like a little bit zoomed in. I feel like I can't see my arms and stuff. It used to be like this, I guess, with my FOV, but now it feels a little bit weird. I can't see my joysticks. The ship looks awesome. You guys can see in the F4 mode right here. It's green and red, and it says X Scavengers on it, which is pretty cool. So, or green and black. I don't know why I said green and red. But we're going to go fly over to the location, and I'll show you guys what it's called when we get there. Alrighty, guys, I want to show you what it looks like to mine a rock, but before I do so, I would like to say I'm so sorry I forgot to record it, but all you need to do is hold tab and go around, and you guys see those unknown locations, like the one I'm looking at right there, where there's another person mining. That's all you need to do. You need to just hold tab, look around until you find some rocks that you can mine, and then go up to it. You press M to turn on your mining tool, and that your mining laser is now on. It will scan for you, and you guys can see right here, 67% tin ore, and it's a total of 26 SUs in total of everything, right? So inert materials is not what we want. That is something that we can't even mine, or like that we can't even sell, and there's no point in having it. So what we need to do as soon as our fracture mode is on is we will then begin to press left click. After pressing left click, you are going to hold left alt and you are going to scroll up with your mining laser. The area is going to raise up like that, and you're going to hold left alt and scroll down once you get into that area, and you guys basically want to hold this green charge right here. You don't want it to go under this area as it will not crack the rock, and you don't want it to go above the green as it will just explode, and it can even hurt your ship, and like other stuff can happen as well, and you don't want that. After you guys have broken up your rock, you might need to break it up more, but in the event of you not having to, thank you to my chat for reminding me, you guys press left alt and left click. After doing so, this is going to extract the rock from you, for you, and you guys want to make sure that you are extracting rocks that have goodness in them, right? We can see right here that this rock is 100% inert materials, which means that is going to take up space in our ship. We can only hold 32 SE of cargo as our flat ship right now. We have not upgraded it or anything, so we don't want to grab anything that we do not want, as that will make it a useless mining trip. You guys can see right there that we have now put 8.25 SCU of tin into our ship with another 2 right here. We are looking really good, boys. This is amazing to see. So much tin. That one is inert materials. We don't want that one. And then what is this rock? This rock might be, 25% tin and 74% inert materials. So we might not even want to get that one, as there are other rocks around us that we might want instead. So let's go ahead and grab this rock. It's going to fill us up on that tin ore. And like I said, guys, this is 25% inert ore, meaning a fourth of it. So, I mean, divide that into fourths. That's about 7, right? That's 0.7 SCU. That's not something that we really want to check out, right? Because we can look at this rock right here, and maybe this one has more tin. So we could see right here that this one has a bunch of bexolite, tin, and inert materials. So what I'm going to do is begin mining this rock as well. I'll see you guys when we're done mining this rock. It should be fairly easy. What the fuck? I tabbed out of the game. Did I get rammed again? I got fucking rammed again, chat? Dude, I tab out for 2 seconds. I got rammed? Alright, guys. So what happened is we got rammed again, which just happened when we were here last time. So we flew 50 GMs all the way over from Checkmate to Igni, or sorry, not Igni, wherever we were, I don't even remember, and we got rammed twice. Now that is really sad to see, as we are just trying to make a simple little guide, but there is some people that are flying around over there and just blowing people up. So if you guys want to like not deal with that, try to see if you guys can join a lower pop server, as I guarantee you most of the time in Star Citizen, if you have like 200 people on a server, I guarantee you there's not a lot of people mining, right? So just go back over to that location, fly somewhere else, and do that. But I want to show you guys how you actually refine your stuff. So I'm going back to the lobby now, and this is going to be really, really beneficial. So I highly suggest that you guys pay very close attention, as this is the most important part about mining, rather than getting everything that you have. So after, let's say you guys have arrived at Checkmate Station, or wherever you guys are going to refine your stuff, whichever place has a refinery deck, you need to make your way over there, and it is super easy to do so. So if you guys just landed your ship, or maybe you landed your ship earlier, it's stored and you're just respawning or something like that, make sure your ship is stored. So you are going to store your ship. I know I said it multiple times, but make sure you do it. So you go to your hangar, you press store on it. Do not leave your hangar without your ship being stored. If you do that, there's a chance you lose everything. Then go to the hangar elevator, just as if you guys were in your hangar right here. So go to your elevator and go to the refinery deck. This is super, super easy, and you guys are going to be like wowed at how easy it is. So we're going to make our way to the refinery deck, and we're going to head left to the shops right over here. And this is where the main Mojo Dojo is. You guys can see this is your ore sales. You don't go there yet. Instead, you go to your refinement center. You guys are going to see that there's a lot of objectives, things to do and stuff. We don't have all of the locations here because we do not have our material selected here. But let me show you guys something real quick. Over here on AUEC, guys, link in the description, go over to the mining tab and press methods. What this is going to do is it's going to show you absolutely every single way that you guys can refine your materials, and this is all you have to do. So just select what material you're going to be refining, and then these are the different methods. So you guys can see the Cormac method is going to give you a low yield, so you're going to get less SCUs back. It's going to cost you a little bit of money, right? Moderate amount of money. but it's going to be the fastest, right? But you guys want to find something that's moderate, right? In my opinion, I feel like that's the way that you want to do it, or something that has a slow speed. You don't need the money to come back to you instantly, right? So a slow speed with a high yield is what you always want as well, but a slow moderate is good as well. So I would say, guys, the thermonatic method is one that I prefer. That's pretty good. You want a really good yield with a medium cost and a slow speed, because speed doesn't really matter. Another one that you guys could do is the Dinix solventation method. This is a high yield, low cost, slow speed. That is probably the best one out of all of them. I highly suggest you guys really do your own research, figure out which ones you want to do and what method works the best for you. But a slow method is always good. You guys could just put it in there, go to sleep for the night, and you guys are completely fine, right? After you guys have finished this and it has done the method, and you are back in the game, say you log in the next day, you go back to your refinement center and it should be refined for you. I think you actually have to pick it up here, so make sure you go back here to pick it up. Before getting any further, guys, you do not sell your resources here. This is just where you sell raw things like raw ore that you have not refined yet. Instead, what you need to do is go to UEX or SC Trade Tools to find the best place to sell your refined goods. There might actually be places like in Stanton that sell it for more, or they buy it for more, so you guys might get a better bang for your buck going to those locations instead. So just do your research on SC Trade Tools or on UEX for whatever things that you guys are refining, and find out the best area to sell. The next gameplay loop that I would like to show you guys is commodity trading. As you can see, I am at Obituary Station and I'm walking into the shops where the administration area is on the right. If you guys do not know what commodity trading is, this is really simple to explain. Basically, you go to an admin terminal where you guys go and buy a resource. For example, right here in the commodity terminal, which is at the admin area in Obituary, we're going to select our location, click Obituary, which this is going to put it in the area of our hangar, and we're going to buy a material called Dynaflex. If you head on over to SC Trade Tools, you guys can press Trade Routes right here on the top left. You can select what ship that you guys are going to be using. I'm going to use my Constellation Taurus. Put your initial investment at the highest number you guys can think of, and then go to the area that you are at. Currently, I am only going to be doing it in Pyro, as that's where I am, and just to make it easier for the video, I can show you guys exactly where to go. Right here, you guys can see that one of the best ones per minute is to actually get rods, fuel, and supplies. You guys can pay 77,000 AUEC to sell for 113,000 AUEC, where you guys would be trading the commodity of tungsten. That's going to be 2,700 AUEC a minute, or 36,000 AUEC per total trip. What we could go ahead and do right now, of course, as you guys can see, most of these resources, you guys are only going to be limited by the ship that you have. That means that if you guys do a different ship, such as a C2 Hercules, you guys can instead do a mission where you will be paying 300,000 AUEC and selling for 455, netting 146k profit. This is the best method here in Pyro for it, making about 146,000 AUC. But if you guys see that we go to Pyro and we avoid the selection of Pyro and we instead do it in Stanton, you guys can see there are a lot better options. First off, you guys can see that the best one for AUEC per minute is going to be buying a full 700 SCU full of scrap from a C2 and selling it at Magnus Gateway for 1.2 mil. That's going to net you guys a total of 246,000 AUEC profit. All you have to do is go to these locations, figure out exactly what you want to buy, as for example here, medical supplies, and selling it at Magnus Gateway for 330,000 AUEC is a really good option as well. But we're going to be buying that Dynaflex in Pyro. Another thing that I would like to show you guys is the cargo grids. A bunch of my viewers post these. I don't know where they actually get them from. I think it's from somewhere over here, but there's a cargo reference guide, and you guys can see that the RSI, Robert Space Industries Constellation Taurus, can maximum fit your boxes like this. That means if you buy two 32 SCU size containers and two 24 SCU size containers, you guys will perfectly be able to fit that into your ship, as well as an entire row of 14 of these 4 SCUs. Now, we don't need to min-max it completely because we don't really need to do that, so I'm going to show you something right now. Back in game, we have our obituary selected like I showed you guys previously, and we're going to buy 2 of these 32 SCU size containers. That's going to run us about 27,000 AUEC. So let's buy 2 of those because that's what we can fit, and then we can fit another 2 of these 24 SCU size containers. And you do not have the ability to buy 4s or 2s here, so that kind of limits us on what we're getting, but that does mean that we have 112 SCU of Dynaflux that we are ready to sell. So all we have to do is go back, find the location that's the best to sell at, which I think was end game, and I am going to run over to the hangars now and load it into my ship. After arriving in my hangar, you guys just need to go to the right to where the freight elevator is. This is the freight manager, and you just press F on it right here. You are going to have to lower the elevator. You can only put stuff in it if the elevator is lowered, so make sure that you do that. It's super easy, and you guys are going to have a tractor beam on you. I don't think I actually have one, or maybe I have a small one, so I think we're... Oh, wait, we're not good. I've gone ahead and got my tractor beam. Now I could just load my Dynaflex onto the elevator and press raise elevator. That's going to transfer absolutely everything up here. And while I wait for that to come up, all I have to do is go and open my ship right now. So you just open it and then you pull out your tractor beam. After pulling out your tractor beam, you can just stand here. This is a super easy way to load the cargo. If you guys didn't see previously in the video that this is the best way, all you have to do is stand in one location. That way you don't have to move around pressing WASD, moving the entire time. You just have to worry about pressing left click and pressing zoom in, zoom out, which is really, really easy. So we're going to load these containers. After that is loaded, I am going to fly to end game like I told you guys about and go ahead and sell there. So just like this, we are going to put it in the back of the ship and I'll head on over there right now. I've just landed at in-game. You guys can see that everything is unloaded. All you have to do is, just like the other time, is go to your freight manager elevator, press lower elevator just like that. It's going to transfer absolutely everything to the warehouse. After you have done that, make sure to run to the entrance where the elevators are, and you guys can take that to the main concourse area, and that is where your administration cell terminal will be. After exiting your elevator, it depends on what location you guys are at, but these small areas like end game and these others are really easy. You just go to this main concourse area, you go straight to the right, and you follow the signs like you would as if you guys were in an airport going to baggage claim. It says shops right here, and that's where the administration area will be. On these smaller stations, the administration area is just dead ahead. You guys can see that it is right here. I know I said that so many times. I am sorry about that. But what you need to do is you just need to select your location, which is in game, and you guys can sell your Dynaflex. That's going to sell for 61K. Remember, we only bought it for about 40K or something, so we made 20K profit in a very, very short amount of time. If you guys are completely new to the game and you guys want to do commodity trading, that is a very, very fun thing to do. And remember, the bigger ship you have with the more storage, the more money you guys can make. If that's a ship that we can only hold 100 SCU on, imagine a ship we could hold 700 SCU on. 7 times the storage is 7 times the profit, but 7 times the amount of money that you have to input into the mission. That means that, guys, it is a very dangerous thing because in any moment, if you get pirated, if you bug out, something could happen and that could result in you guys dying and losing all of your money that you put into it. Loop number 8 is VAUGHN missions, and as you guys know, this is the most prevalent kind of video on my entire YouTube channel. So if you guys want to know anything about VAUGHN missions, make sure to click the link in the description, as I have the best beginner guides for those in there. You guys can start off using the 160,000 AUEC per day rental of the Constellation Taurus to complete these missions and get millions upon millions of AUEC per day. In just about 2 hours, I was able to grind for max rep, which means that I was doing missions that could pay upwards of 10 to 15 mil per mission if you do get lucky. Those missions are a little bit rare, so if you guys want to get those crazy missions, make sure to grind them out and spend a whole day or two playing these missions. It's super, super fun. VAUGHN missions are the best gameplay loop in my opinion. Check those out. And that was the spot for number 8. Piracy is at the number 9 spot, and though I don't have a lot of clips doing it because I personally do not participate in that much piracy, it is one of the better gameplay loops for the people that want to get out there and take what is not theirs. If you guys really fancy not doing a lot of work, but taking something else that someone has worked very hard and long for, then piracy is for you. Grab a mantis, interdict some people. If you guys don't know what that is, look it up. It's amazing. Or maybe you guys are just the kind of person who want to sit back, wait at a station, like Checkmate Station or something, and wait for someone in a big full C2 completely packed to the brim with tin or something along those lines, and you want to just blow them up, take absolutely everything, put it on your C2 or a friend's C2, and sell it yourself. Whether that's the kind of gameplay loop for you, or maybe you're not into that, Piracy is definitely up there and earns a spot at number 9 on our list. On number 10 for gameplay loops on this list, I am including contested zones. Numbers 1 through 7 included a little bit of a guide, if not showing you a little bit of what you can expect for each gameplay loop. Numbers 8 and 9, I just included clips of a VAUGHN mission, and I feel like that's a little bit disappointing. So what I'm going to do is show you guys an awesome clip of a contested zone that I was doing with my friends over in Redline for clip number 10. And guys, in that, contested zones are a completely different thing that is so new to Star Citizen in this 4.0 patch that makes it an entirely different game. Basically, at areas such as Checkmate, Ruin, or Obituary Station, yeah, there are different zones that you guys can go to do PvP as well as PvE. You go into these hangar door kind of things, and they transport you to this completely different area on the station where shooting is allowed, and you guys can fight other players and NPCs. It is so much fun. We got stream sniped a bunch yesterday, and guys, at the very end, if you can collect all 7 of these like different boards, you guys are able to get a free ship in the game. Now, that ship will go away when a major patch happens if it is not stored, as well as if there is a wipe, it will remove that ship from you, but you can earn F7Cs with military variants and stealth variants, so it's super hard for enemies to see you, as well as F8Cs, F7Cs, Seulins, and just little ships that don't matter too much, but also crazy, amazing ones that nobody else really has unless they've spent 300 to 500 USD real-life money on those ships. You can also find ships like the Cutlass Black, or even weapons that can go on ships like NDBs, so that you guys can have an advantage over other people if they have not done those missions and those kind of contested zones themselves. Well, without further ado, guys, enjoy your amazing days, and here is the outro. And if you guys want to see a complete full video of me doing contested zones, that's going to be coming up real soon, as after this video that I am editing right now for you guys and doing the voiceover, I will be trying myself at doing an executive hangar with my friends over at Redline. So hopefully we're able to fix it, finish it, and do it, because that would be freaking awesome. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, as well as subscribe, because like I said at the beginning of the video, we're doing $500 in giveaways today. And if you guys would like to win any of those ships, please, please, please make sure to go to my live streams, check them out, drop your name, say hi, what's up, all those kind of things, and see how you guys can win. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and adios. Goodbye. Bye.